Hello and welcome to the 18th Planet Destiny podcast. I think some cool stuff has happened this week in Destiny. If I'm right, House of Wolves has released. Isn't that right, guys?
That's pretty big news right there.
Yeah,
House of Wolves? Oh my goodness.
House of Wolves.
I've been too busy farming chests on Venus to notice.
Yeah, I hear they're prowling right now.
Yeah. Why are we recording this podcast? We have treasure keys to farm.
That's true.
No kidding.
I might be farming them right now,
actually.
actually.
Give them out? Do they give treasure keys out?
Yeah, I hear they give treasure keys out.
Yeah.
It's a fable, though. I haven't gotten any. Anyway.
I've gotten a few.
So, in case you guys didn't know, House of Wolves has come out, or maybe you guys did know and you just haven't had a chance to play it yet. You might be a weekend warrior. For those of you that are the weekend warriors and haven't had a chance to play with it, there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this episode. So you may want to wait until you've played the DLC to actually listen to this podcast. If not, spoilers are ahead for the entirety of this podcast, pretty much. So, starting off, one of the biggest things I definitely liked about House of Wolves thus far was how they did the story. It felt a larger, more expansive than the way Dark Below did it, at least what I believe. And I don't know, I just felt like I was more part of the story this time. I loved the way Petra and Varix, their interactions together during the story missions are hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Also, Varix. Varix is such a great character.
Yeah.
He is a great character.
The personality
so
of that they gave the characters personality. It feels like the writing was totally different. It's much more it felt like it was more natural.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like it was just more personality to the writing of the story to me.
I mean, also the voice actors that they got for this are incredible too.
Yeah,
I don't know who
absolutely.
did Petra, but I know Varix was done by D. Bradley Baker, who, he did Gravemind in Halo 2. If you watch the Avatar and Legend of Korra, he did all the animal voices there, and he did Tarlok. Like he is a giant in the voice acting industry. So the second I heard him when I was at Bungie, I was like, oh my god, this is one of my idols.
That's awesome.
This is awesome.
Is he Zoltan Cool in Diablo 3 also?
He might be.
He might be.
He does so much work. When you look at his
realized
resume,
it afterwards. Yeah. I realized afterwards after listening, I was like, wait, I think that's Zoltan Cool.
I know that voice. Yeah.
I thought the story was a lot more fun, and it felt more coherent than it has in the past as well.
Definitely.
We all know that there were major failings with the original vanilla story, the vanilla Destiny story.
Yeah, well, what story, guys? Yeah.
Yeah, what story, right? But with Dark Below, I felt like they made some strides. They at least tried to tell like one small story in a cohesive manner. But I felt like they did a better job at presenting a story, as well as just making the story fun and include you as a guardian. It never felt like you were just one of millions. It felt like it was you who was working directly with Petrovenge.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
Until you mentioned that, Briar, that's like the key difference that I couldn't put my finger on. You're right. The story makes you feel like you're part of it. It's you're not just this anonymous or this one of many kind of thing, but you actually have a role to play in it. I think that's it. I think that's what connected with me.
I gotta make a recommendation too: is don't play the story missions with friends who are all chatting during the cutscenes. Well, not cutscenes, but
That's
during
true,
the dialogue. Play this by yourself, so you get kind of a full. You get to hear it all as it happens. It's all timed pretty well. The characters are much more chatty in these missions than they have been in the past. So throughout the mission, they're going to be talking to you, and they play some pretty interesting stuff that you might miss if you're having a conversation about, Little League with your friend.
I agree. One of the things that definitely. Like you were talking about how you definitely feel part of it. I mean, the second you zone into the reef, like you get this cutscene to play, and it introduces you. It says, okay, this is why you're going to the reef. This is why we're allowing you to go to the reef. And the very first mission you go on, you see the guy that, that's causing all of this. So you are already introduced. He doesn't show up in every single mission, but his presence is there. Like you see what he's doing. You see why Skolas is just messing about with all this stuff, and you're wondering what he's doing. And then you finally get to see that as the story progresses as well.
Yeah. He even throws salt at you. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love the way Varric's like all the fallen insults that they throw at you too, and
Oh,
it's like,
God, yeah.
he just called you something. Well, it wasn't pleasant. Yeah.
What'd you guys think of the actual missions themselves? I was a little bit disappointed that we didn't get to see many new areas. You know, again, we were kind of backtracking through areas we've seen. It was cool to go. I don't know how many spoilers we want to give out during this, but it was cool to go into the raid as a single person. That was really fun. But there were very few brand new areas.
I mean, were there any brand new areas aside from the strike?
On Earth, there were a couple of new areas, very small ones though, where you see that orb with the traveler in it.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yep.
right.
But yeah, I wish they would have made new areas. But at the same time, they're using what they have right now. I imagine if they had to do newer areas, we'd have to download even more stuff to our to the game, and some of the older systems probably just can't handle that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough balance because they have to balance it with the world that we already have, and the fact that they don't have enough. I'm sure they don't have enough teams on their department to handle introducing a whole new world into what we've already got right now. So on one end, it is a little disappointing not having a lot of new areas, except for the stuff that people have already glitched into. But at the same time, it was really refreshing, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I
totally
get
Sky especially was really cool.
Yeah.
I felt like I got to know I felt like the areas, like I was visiting them for the first time in a way because they meant more to me, if that makes sense. Like I was familiar with them. Maybe we were doing them backwards, right? But it felt different. It's like when you do the Black Garden and then you do I think it's a PlayStation exclusive strike where you do essentially the Black Garden backwards.
Yeah.
It really didn't feel like you had a purpose to do it backwards, and you're not engaged in the story, and you're like, oh, I'm doing the Black Garden backwards. But it was at a point where I was doing one of the missions and I was coming in from a different way, but I was so engrossed in the story that I didn't recognize that it was that mission until well into it. So for me, it was part of the immersion.
Yeah.
The time you go into the raid, there was I think there was one comment by Petra about how they've done research on the Vault of Glass and how it's filled with horrors, and you kind of chuckled to yourself inside because, you were in there, you were that guy doing that, as far as you're concerned. And it was fun to kind of be in that position.
It was also great that they were tapping the oracles too. I was like, oh, that is really interesting. And also the tapping into the Vex technology again. Spoiler alerts right here. When the Fallen are using the Vex technology to phase in and out of time, I was just like, that is so cool. That's a great story and repurposing of assets that they have in the world that's already built that they can give us and make it really tasty, And
it works with the Fallen as scavengers as well. Definitely. It fits in the lore.
Yeah, and you see all the Vex technology hooked up with Fallen cables and all that, and the machines. I really enjoyed it.
I love in the last mission, before you go up that giant elevator thing. My friend we did the story, in a group, and then my friend goes, "Oh my God, these are Vex!" And there's just like this. I didn't notice it, but there's just a mountain of Vex there.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was very morbid. I was like, whoa.
Wow. Well, you can only imagine that there was you can only imagine the Fallen Vex battle that was fought for him. It gives context to the fact that you're going to go up there and you're fighting this guy who managed to take down the Vex in one of their most important areas, right? And won that battle and took it over. You could only imagine the power that this Fallen leader has to be able to command an army strong enough to take down the Vex in that way. So I think those imagery along with the story that goes into it really gets you to buy into sort of you don't just blindly run and jump into this elevator. There's a part of you that goes, well, I'm mortal, right? I'm a part of me that is going to go fight this battle, but look at what they were able to do. And so I think you're there to fear it a little bit. And I think that's part of buying into the story is that imagery tied in with the story.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
How well do you think these missions will hold up for dailies later on?
I think they're built pretty well for dailies, actually. Like the time it takes for them. I know some people are complaining about it only took like 2 hours to go through all of them, and that's including travel time and going to the reef. But at the same time, if you think of it, how Destiny's built to be a reusable game, where they reuse this content to do dailies and all that, I think the dailies will hold up really well, actually. Because the last mission on the Dark Below, I would almost always skip that daily. I'd be like, no thanks. I don't want to go shoot that crystal again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I never did it anymore. After a month or two, I was just done with it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to go heroic and light switch on that mission again. It's just not fun, But these, I don't know. I feel like they have some good holding, so far, anyways.
Only time will really tell on that aspect of it.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing that is also going to be helpful for me is that they're taking a totally different approach. If we're talking about the things that House of Wolves is done differently, and those things that are good, that are better, I think the way that they approached bounties is totally unique. I think it's more engaging for me it's basically a VIP mission, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a huge improvement over the Dark Below.
I actually haven't had it. Can you explain what it is now? Because I really haven't had a chance to do any of them. I've been so busy playing other people's accounts to do all these exotic reviews.
So basically, you go to the Queen's Emissary, you go to Petrovenge, and she's got her own set of bounties. But instead of just like go here and find this or go here and do this, they are named kind of people or monsters in the world, and you got to go and find those people, and they're actually timed events, almost like a public event would be, or exactly like a public event would be, where you have to be there at the right time, and in comes dropship after dropship, sending down level 30 enemies.
So we're talking about the the wolf bounties, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, there's those.
There's those,
the other ones.
I saw there's the other 3 new ones that are always there. I haven't gotten a chance to do those yet. What are they?
So those people are kind of hidden around. One in particular is hidden on the ship on Venus. I can't remember the Ketch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And there's 3 invisible guys just kind of hanging out in there, and you got to go in and kill those 3 guys.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in the right spot when you see level 28 enemies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like that the bounties just up the difficulty. The public spaces have become much more dynamic, and the levels have become dynamic. It's a way of them solving. You have a high level character, and where's the replayability if you're this high level character and everything's super easy on a bounty, right? You would be able to farm bounties so easily because you would just set it to level 14 or whatever, and then go run through it, basically not stopping, and your super overpowered guy would have it gave it no meaning. And now that you have to fight a specific set of guys that are at this upper high level, it's more challenging, and it's not just like something that you're doing because you're trying to get the XP.
It's also brought the community of Destiny together in a way that I haven't seen since Vanilla Destiny and Loot Cave days.
The Loot
where
Cave.
you
Yeah.
have-
Yeah,
you have-
2.0.
You have groups of guardians gathered, waiting. You'll see a couple of guys dancing, a couple of guys doing this, a couple of guys doing that. But once that fight starts, you'll almost immediately see 3 to 6 guardians just converge on this point, all fighting together. And then once the fight is over, looking for that chest, and it makes for a really fun experience.
It captures the original feel of the Loot Cave too, where
absolutely.
everyone always
It really
there.
does.
But the real fun of the Loot Cave came when that war sat came crashing down on top of you, or all the enemies started moving against each other, and that's the feeling that I liked from the Loot Cave. Plus, the loot, and now you get the loot, you get that special feeling of group involvement with this as well.
I thought it was funny that one of those events actually happens.
Yeah. Oh my
on
god.
Skywatch by the
I know,
Loot
right?
Cave.
Oh my god. The Skywatch one gets so brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, have you been there when the enemies are moving against each other? Plus, there's a
Plus
daily.
there's the war set.
Plus, there's the war. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, those 3 events in that space.
In Gallahorn,
It's just-
we trust right there.
Urzok,
Oh,
or what's
it's
his name,
insane.
shows up. the
Yeah, and
the
then,
knight,
and then
you know?
Urzok shows his ugly face, so you got that to
Yeah.
deal with.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy it.
What are you guys doing about all the special ammo scents?
I'm
my
using
God.
them constantly. Like I'm just out in
Like-
the world, use it.
There's like a major foresight here
Mhm.
of just having too many of these and you can't dismantle them.
Yep.
Yeah, it is an
You know?
issue. My inventories are filling up with them very quickly.
They really need to implement something right now. This is going to be starting to get into the bad parts about House of Wolves. No, they really need to implement something to get rid of those special ammo things, or to get rid of the
Trade 'em,
cooldown,
like-
trade them.
Yeah,
Something
like 5
make-
for a heavy.
yeah,
you know?
make that. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Almost perfect. Maybe Glimmer as well, or
Yeah,
something.
Glimmer would be nice, but
Yeah, like Glimmer or something. Make it Glimmer and then or a heavy as well, because then you're gonna fill up on heavy synths.
That's true. But that's fine because
yeah,
I mean
that
we'll go
is
through
fine.
them. You know,
I'll never
Yeah.
fill up on heavy synth.
The biggest part about that is
with Skullus. Oh my gosh.
you have to farm these chests to get treasure keys now for Prison of Elders. Like
Mhm.
that's there's no guaranteed way to get a treasure key unless you complete the story mission. That's the only guaranteed way, is to
Yeah,
complete the
that's
entire
true.
story. You get one treasure key, and then after that, it's all based on RNG.
Yeah.
And I find that that's going to be a little bit tough. I'd like to see the drop rate for treasure chests. I mean, I know it's RNG, but here's a guy like me who has been playing nonstop. I took the day off of work, played for 15 hours straight.
Mm-hmm.
And in all that time, I had one chest.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
One chest drop a legendary item, and that's just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how that's enough.
Wait, just the legendary item? You didn't get a key?
No, the legendary key.
Oh,
And
okay.
I got one all that farming, and then I got one legendary engram, or one. It was a auto rifle, an auto rifle, and then that's it, right? So I guess to me, it would be nice if there was a way that you could guarantee a key, like if you do the level 34 Prison of Elders, you're gonna get a key, because that's a good.
Once per week.
That's a
of
good
course.
hour of once a week. That's a good hour. It should be like a guaranteed thing from
Mhm.
one of the
Well,
Prison of Elders runs.
It's not guaranteed though to get anything good from the big chest.
Yeah, I
either.
mean, it's a guaranteed legendary item, so it's one of the possible Queen's weapons.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's,
Oh, maybe it just went. It must have went to my postmaster then, because I got in. It was like a modal light and a strange coin, and I was like, that was disappointing.
No, it's a guaranteed legendary item. That's for sure. I am like 100% positive that the first time you open the chest on a character, you get an exotic. Like
I am 100% positive.
I'm
on that,
100%
too.
positive
Yeah.
on that as well. What I wish Bungie would have
Did that
like,
happen?
I wish Bungie would clarify the whole treasure key thing, because it sucks that we were at Bungie and everyone that completed it got a treasure key. So we just assumed, oh, the first time you complete it, you get a treasure key. Awesome. And then those that had enough time to do it again, they didn't get a treasure key. So that like confirmed our suspicions right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we feel like dicks because, we told everyone that. And then, first time everyone cleared through Prison of Elders, they didn't get treasure keys. And they're like, hey, PlanetDestiny, what the hell, man? And it's like, sorry.
I wouldn't mind if they just gave a treasure key away for doing the weekly or the nightfall or something like that, just so that you'd
it'd be
always
great
get
if it
at
was
least
tied.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
know?
great if it was tied to the weekly.
Yeah,
And
and that's
then
kind of
that
what
way
I'm
they
saying
could
is
keep
that there's
the-
something that is not something as important as the treasure key. I think should not be RNG based.
Correct.
I agree. Or they should just get rid of the treasure keys altogether and just let everybody open that chest and just let them have all that stuff.
Let them go.
Okay,
People.
I like the idea of I like the idea of a treasure key that you have to go get, but I think that it should be also in like available in other ways. That's all, because the farming of killing the wolf packs and farming that is gonna get old. It's
It
gonna
takes
get
hours to get those keys.
Yeah.
right. So
Do you
I'd like to be able to do something else that has the same outcome.
Do you know if the packages from Petrovenge, like for the Queen's stuff, gives you anything
I've
like
heard
a
that the
treasure
daily.
key?
I've heard that the daily quests from Petra allow you to get a treasure key, or have
Really?
like a random chance.
Because obviously after a week, we're gonna find out. I mean, what if Xur shows up tonight and he's like, guys, I got your treasure keys. Come on up.
20 strange coins, and then I would no longer have strange coins.
I'll take 10, please.
Yeah, let's just buy. I have 200 and what's 20 divided by 250? Okay, that's how many treasure keys I would have.
Nice.
You would have
11.
12.
No, I'm
No,
just saying.
12.
I'm just saying that
12 and a half.
for me, the real thing is knowing. I don't think it violates the whole idea of RNG because the chest itself is RNG.
Correct.
I think it should be task based, something that you know you're gonna do, and it could be challenging. It could be completing, getting 5 wins on Trials of Osiris, and you go back with your bronze reward, and you can either get a bronze reward or you can get a treasure key with that.
I'm okay with it just being the weekly. That way you're guaranteed at least one per character. You can farm for more if you want them.
People, that's all.
That's true.
Just give them something. Like give PvP and PvE an alternate way that they can. And I want to reiterate. Like I think we play this game nonstop, and we want it to be super successful, which it has been. They're seeing numbers like they haven't seen since launch, and I was talking to Pete Parsons, just one of the CEO of Bungie about this, and he was saying that they're very excited at the enthusiasm of people coming back and playing the House of Wolves. So my excitement and playing of it isn't that we are I'm upset with the game or want it to be that I'm dogging on it. I literally know based on House of Wolves that they listen to the community a lot, and I feel like these dialogues that we have are what influence and make the game better. Hopefully that they're listening to us.
If anything, I am 100% certain that Bungie knows that treasure keys need to be they need to be addressed. They need to be a little bit different than the current system.
But here's the thing, though. More treasure keys means more influx of loot into the system. And right now, they have a lockout on high-tier rewards. And the treasure keys, in a way, is like a loophole around the weekly lockout, So the fact that they put an RNG barrier there that is pretty steep kind of says to me that they know that they want this gear to trickle out. They don't want you to be able to get, like,
that makes
15
sense.
Keys and
well,
be able to blow them all in 1 week.
The loot has been rolling in. I mean, it is insane.
The legendary loot, but the exotic loot, have you gotten any exotics?
No.
So, like,
I've gotten 3 Thunderlords in the last 24 hours.
No, the new exotics.
No, not the new ones.
But that's what I mean, though. Like, if you were able to roll up and just unload 15 to 20 keys a week comfortably, then those exotics are going to roll in pretty fast, And they know that. They've got math and science behind this to say, on a long tail, what it's going to take and how many attempts for these numbers to equate to this number of exotics that show up in your account.
My rewards, though, seem to get less exotic as I turned in more treasure keys.
That I'm pretty sure that's built in there. Like,
I think so too.
Yeah. It might be based on frequency that you do it. I really don't know. I do want to move away from this dog on the treasure key thing, because there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff.
I feel like we're just trying to. I feel like we're just trying to talk out the ideas. But I don't. Like I said, I wasn't. I think it's one of the best.
I don't mind it.
We all enjoy it. At least, like it's.
I definitely
really
don't
cool
mind
system. It could be better. So we'll probably let's just leave it at that. I do just want to discuss maybe Prison of Elders. Like you guys, actually, before we get to that, because that's going to be a can of worms that we can really go into. Has anyone gotten any of the new exotics yet? Armor, weapons, anything like that?
I did.
Okay, what'd you get?
I got the Celestial Nighthawk.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So if you guys don't know what that is, it's a hunter helmet. I got it from the Nightfall, and it was funny because I was just, in orbit, and a friend of mine, I saw 2 people in the Nightfall. And I joined them, and they were just about to finish. I dropped in, and I was there for maybe a few minutes, and they killed the boss, and I got it, and I felt really cheap about it. But it's a golden gun helmet for the hunter that basically takes the helmet and it puts all the damage into one shot, and that one shot is 6 times the damage with penetrating rounds. With what is it called, Patrick? It's
over penetrating rounds.
Over penetrating rounds. So I haven't had a chance to use it. I just got it yesterday, and haven't had a chance to rank it up and try it out yet. But I'm really excited about running a hunter with it. It seems like something that was designed for all you Golden Gun players out there. It looks like something that was designed for PvE use. Where
Solar Burn Nightfall.
Oh, yes.
Where you felt like
Yes.
your golden gun was never really useful because your super really didn't do much. This is going to be it's going to be like hitting a Nova bomb on your enemy.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pinpoint Nova bomb.
Yeah.
I got.
But with combustion, that could be pretty good.
Oh yeah, with combustion, imagine cutting through a whole swath of enemies.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Because you.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
is the combustion values also going to get like a 6-time increase then?
I hope so, because I like
Oh my
explosions.
goodness.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Crazy.
You're
area
going to
effect.
basically need to turn down your game audio because there's going to be the loudest explosion.
Yeah, the game's gonna crash.
Get it? You need to turn down for what?
Turn down.
Turn down
Okay.
for what?
What?
So I got one of the new exotics as well. It's on my hunter. I got the Kepri's Sting.
Yes, that is too cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the gloves, and what I originally thought that these would only apply to blade dancers, but no, they apply to both classes. What they allow you to do is to crouch and go invisible.
So cool.
That's awesome. And then
That is really cool.
And then if you stab someone in the back while invisible, that melee does 4 times damage. So yeah.
So just think you can go Hungering Blade on that too.
Exactly.
And go invisible.
Exactly. And it is affected by what's the talent? Hold on, I have my blade dancer right here. Let me pull it up. I can't think of the talent. Shadowjack. It is affected by
Nice.
Shadowjack. So that's
What's
awesome.
great about that too is that it allows you to select a different character on your blade or a different skill on your blade dancer, but it also allows your gunslinger to go invisible.
Yeah, so I definitely want to try that in PvP. Like, pop my gunslinger, crouch down, go invisible, and then just run around for a little bit as an invisible gunslinger, and just
Yeah.
I want us to be able to have enemy voice chat options just so I can hear them rage.
Like invisible gunslinger.
gunslinger. Yeah.
So I've heard a lot of people. I haven't gotten these yet, but the Peregrine Greaves
Oh my God,
have been
yes.
causing an uproar in PvP.
Well,
Which one of those again?
These they basically add damage to your shoulder
yeah,
charge,
it does more damage when you're in the air, but in PvP,
and it also
that-
cools down faster.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
ooh.
Okay.
Okay, then that sounds fun then.
Yeah, so I saw people run it in the Nightfall and doing massive damage to like large enemies in the Nightfall. Even
in
the
the
Walker.
Nightfall, it does 32,000 damage. I was reading a thread
Oh
on
my
that.
god.
Wow.
Yeah,
And then in
that's the equivalent of
PvP,
a
it's
final
just-
round sniper.
In
Oh my
PvP,
God.
it could take down a blade dancer in one shot.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I kind of want those now.
Yeah.
We ran into
How
someone.
do you activate it?
It's just shoulder charge, and then
It's just a shoulder
shoulder
charge.
charge, and you have to jump at the last second. I mean, it's damage while in air, is the increased damage portion of it.
Well, still, you got to be running. You got to activate your sprint to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you have
Yeah.
to be running. That's how you activate shoulder charge anyway.
So they didn't give well, I know, but I mean, they didn't give the Titan just some button where they can mash and instantly kill people.
No.
No, those are
You still
the
have to use
two
it.
shoulder buttons.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just curious if the playing field had been leveled out between hunters and Titans yet.
Oh no, and it sucks.
No.
The gloves that the hunters got doesn't affect throwing knife, so I can't plant a knife into someone's backside from across the map and have it deal 4
that's
times
too
damage.
bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
That's too bad.
It's a shame. I wanted to do that.
That would have been a great like opening sequence. Just
it's funny how some abilities are affected by the throwing knife and some aren't. You never really know. until you
Sometimes
test
it
out.
counts as a melee. Sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't count for
Right.
like any of the. It counts for half the bounties. It counts for half of the skills. They need to just make it count for
Does
all.
it
of them.
count in the Prison of Elders when the melee attacks do more damage?
Yes.
Modifier. It does. Okay.
Yeah. What else? I saw a warlock with the nothing manacles, the scatter grenade. Miss 5000 Watts and Ian and I were doing threes just to kind of prepare for this Trials of Osiris thing. And a warlock killed 2 of us with 1 scatter grenade.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah. They're kind of good now. For what they do is they give you 2 charges of scatter grenade, and the scatter grenades also home in.
Oh wow!
It's like
So it's like the
baby.
hunter, the gunslinger's grenade. What is that called?
Yeah, basically it's like the hunter,
Yeah.
either the skip grenade or the swarm grenade. But imagine if swarm grenade was better.
Now, yeah, do they track on you faster?
Yeah,
do
I
they
mean,
move faster?
scatter grenade is really weird because it's like, and you throw it and then it shimmers out and then explodes all in the span of a second.
Right.
So these home in on you very, very quickly. Very quickly.
Wow.
Okay, wow,
But,
that's
you
that
have
is
to be
better.
You have to be precise with it. But if
No.
you're precise with it, then yeah, it's deadly.
Is it
feel
like
like
mini
Warlock's
mini
got
axiom
hooked up.
bolts?
Yeah, pretty much just mini axion bolts, but
Okay,
that only
yeah.
but have this distance of about 5 or 10 feet, not across the map.
Okay.
The warlock exotics this time around, I feel like they got hooked up better than any other class.
Oh yeah, I got
Like
to play
they-
around with the Ram as well on another account, and that's just a really fun exotic. It looks mean as hell.
It does. Did you
And-
see the picture of the ram with the jack-o'-lantern head on it?
Yeah, that's funny. Jack-o'-lantern with horns growing out of it. But yeah, the Ram is
What
really
what did the ram feel like?
pure power.
What are the perks on it? Because they changed
okay.
since
Raw
we
power.
Okay,
what
so
we thought they were.
basically the Ram, we thought it blinded people. No, that's the Purifier robes. I'll get to those in a second. But the Ram, it just allows you to, any Warlock melee will trigger the lifesteal effect, so you'll get health back. And so you can spec for Surge or for Soul Rip, either of those, and still get the lifesteal. It just gives you the lifesteal perk. And you don't have to have your melee up. You can just, normally melee someone, and it'll trigger
Wow.
lifesteal anyway.
Oh my
And
god.
then
What?
and then your melee also increases your super generation as well if you kill someone with it. So go Soul Rip.
So you're basically stealing the life of your enemy and transferring it over to you.
Yes.
Just
And-
healing
holy
all the
cow.
time.
Yeah, just healing all the time, helping your super energy. It's a nasty, nasty helm. It's really good for PvE. For PvP, we'll see if it gets used a lot. I think Nothing Manacles beats it out hands down. But yeah, it's a powerful exotic. The other one, the Purifier robes, basically those are the blinding Sunsinger exotics. That if you res with a Sunsinger, anyone around you gets blinded. And your grenades also replenish your melee energy, and your melee replenishes your grenade energy. It's kind of good.
Yay.
Yeah, I did it in PvE a little bit. I got to use them, and I just go die in a group of enemies, blind them. Oh, well that's awesome. It basically frees up your resurrection in case there's something on top of you. In PvP, it's a lot more difficult to use because a lot of people are aware of Sunsingers now, and they saw you earlier in the match, then they just killed you, so they're going to stay off you. But if you can do it just right so that someone doesn't see your ghost or something and then res, I got one really good clip of me rezzing in a group of enemies and then just annihilating everything with firebolt grenades and melees, and they were all blind, just running into corners. They didn't know what was up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's hilarious to use correctly on B point in Firebase Delphi. That's going to be a fun one to use because I'm pretty sure the range it'll pretty much blind almost that entire room there.
Wow, that's a big range.
It's a very large range, but you have to be careful when using it because if you pop
Sure.
it, and, someone can still easily kill you if they just have a shotgun out.
Right. Yeah.
And has anyone else gotten to use any other armor before I talk about one more thing I got to try?
No.
No?
I got 0.
Okay.
No armor yet.
Okay. I got to play with Fate of All Fools.
Oh no, you
Nice.
didn't.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. The person that owns the account, they were extremely gracious and let me use their account today for about 30 minutes to get some footage for it. And it's everything I wanted in a scout rifle. Let this phrase sink in. It will replace my Hawkmoon.
Wow.
Yeah. Let that sink in. It's an
It's gonna
extremely...
replace your Hawkmoon.
It's going to replace my Hawkmoon.
Oh,
Did he
no.
tell you how he got it?
Yes, I'm aware of the story. Basically, this guy, he had brain surgery, and then he started to play Destiny, and it helped his recovery process. Help with your cognitive and motor skills and everything. And his doctor said, yeah, go for it. It's obviously helping him. Well, his wife, BK Bunny 87, posted the story to Reddit, and then Bungie, they saw that and then gifted this guy Fate of All Fools back in like week 2 of the game.
Yep.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
That was great.
Yeah, we did a community spotlight on it. Like that was like one of our first community spotlights. And so this guy got it, and they release some footage of it every now and then. And we've been sending them requests for footage, and they sent us some as well. But after House of Wolves came out, they let us try out the account for a little bit as well. So thank you if you guys are listening to the podcast. Thank you. It was extremely fun, and I know you placed a lot of trust in us to play with it and not nuke it. It's a very
how big
fun
of a
weapon.
Troll would that have been?
That's not a troll. That's just being a huge asshole.
A huge troll.
There is a difference there, sir.
Yes, that wouldn't be acceptable.
No,
in
that would
any
not
realm.
be acceptable in any realm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am excited about that now.
Be excited about it.
I am super excited about Fate of All Fools now.
It's a three hit head, or it's a 3-shot headshot kill in PvP, and its rate of fire is like it's not Gellion. It's slightly faster than Gellion's Demise, I think. At least it felt like it.
Gosh.
So it's like
Wow.
pop, pop, pop. And
Oh my god, really?
yeah,
That's gonna be beast.
It's a very
Wow.
It has a really snappy feeling to it too. Like you bring it up really quick, it comes down really quick. And then the recoil, if you spec for max recoil, so smart drift control, and then it has Zen Moment on it as well, so you can just pop, and then you get the increased stability from Zen Moment, and then just pop, pop, and they're gone. It's
Wow.
very quick to kill, but you have to hit precision shots with it. Its main perk, like chain body shots, will increase the precision damage. That perk wasn't working yet. I just don't think they've activated it in the system yet.
Okay.
But yeah, it's an extremely powerful weapon that it'll be fun to use. It'll be fun to use in the Crucible.
That's the thing. I mean, I've always thought of Gellion's Demise, if it had a faster fire rate and better stability, then it would outclass hand cannons.
Yeah.
And if Fate of All Fools is doing that, that's incredible.
Let me look it up real quick, just because I want to make sure that its rate of fire is actually faster than Gellion's Demise. But yeah, it's Fate.
Well, it might have a hidden perk also that increases fire rate or something.
Maybe. I don't think it
You know?
does. Okay, so rate of fire is 27 on Fate of All Fools, and Gellion's Demise.
Or Badger CCL.
I can't spell Gellion's.
Okay,
GHELON. Yeah, GHELON.
Okay, they're the exact same fire rate, so I'm just I am mistaken on that. It's not quicker. It's just it's the exact same as Gellion's
But it
Demise.
felt quicker.
It felt quicker. It has a very
Sometimes-
snappy feeling to it.
Right.
So.
Sometimes what I found sometimes is a scout rifle will, based on its stability, will feel like it's.
I'm not having to adjust each shot like I am on Gellion's Demise. Like I can just
Yeah, it's got a lot of kick to it.
I
Gellion's
can
does.
like it's a very easy gun to use. If you're good at precision shooting, then you're gonna love this gun. Like it's just so powerful.
Did it feel like it had hair trigger firing on it as a hidden perk? Maybe that might have given you a slight.
It might have. I didn't think to test that.
Yeah, because that might actually give you the feel of a faster fire rate then.
Yeah, that would be true. But either way, it's a powerful weapon that I'm sure a lot of people are going to be raging about in the Crucible.
I'm loving a lot
Can't
of the
wait.
new weapons I've gotten so far in the Crucible. Like,
Yeah, me too.
I've gotten a couple of scout rifles and re-rolled them for kind of some of those new perks, and having a full auto scout rifle
It's nasty.
Yeah.
with stability on it feels like using the old Suros regime, the one before the nerf.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to use, and it just fires, and all you got to do is aim for the head, and the guy just falls. Some of the new pulse rifles are a lot of fun too. I really like how the guns all have different looks to them, as opposed to just being repainted version of the old guns. They look really interesting. The Wolf Slayers, what is that one?
Wolf Slayer's Claw?
Yeah, that gun looks cool.
It does.
I also
look
got
cool.
the matching sniper rifle to that too, which isn't nearly as good as the Wolf Slayer's Claw, but looks awesome. It looks like it shoots a harpoon out the front.
Are you liking Wolf Slayer's Claw? I haven't tried it yet because it's an auto rifle. I haven't actually
not
bought
bad.
it yet. I
It's
should
not
buy
bad.
it.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's it's a high rate. It's a high impact auto rifle. In the Crucible, it's okay. It's still an auto rifle, but as far as auto rifles go, it's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, I liked it. One of the accounts I got to play on today had it, and it was fun to use. It was fun to use.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
The sniper rifle, on the other hand, is terrible.
Really?
It holds 10 rounds total. It does have Field Scout on it. The one I don't know if these things are going to have random rolls or what, but this one has that same Shank Killer perk on a sniper rifle.
Oh, that's weird. So
I'm pretty sure
I was
those
looking at
were
the
random.
database. Yeah, I was
Okay.
looking at the database. There's like one of 6 Fallen themed perks that will roll on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a little bit different from like the raid stuff where it's completely set. Now they're like, okay, for the Fallen, you're gonna get one of 6 perks, like disorient captains or something like that. You know,
That'd be much more useful on a sniper rifle.
right? I know. It is interesting. I got the pulse rifle also. The Prison Elder stuff is kind of like raid gear at this point. You know, like some people are just
Except it
calling
doesn't
it
have
raid
burns
stuff.
on 'em.
I know it doesn't have burns,
the
but
only
it
stuff
is
that'll
kind
have
of like the
burns
equivalent.
on it.
You know.
Well,
Yeah,
Unless we're going to get better versions from the level 35.
Oh yeah,
Prison
I'm
Builders.
pretty sure the level 35 version will have it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I did get a new gun. I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head, but it basically is a Fang of Ute, but with like a tiger stripe motif to it. And I think we saw that in either some of the early images or some of the early video that Bungie released. But it's basically just a legendary weapon with no specialness to it. Other than
it's
it just
the
looks
one
like
from the
Fang of
Crucible,
Ute.
if I remember right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's decent. It's not bad.
Yeah, but I mean, if you already got Fang of Ute.
Yeah, the Fang of Ute is just so good. All these accounts that I've been playing on, like the one weapon that they always share is Fang of Ute. So, and pretty much all this footage, if it's PvP, I'm using Fang of Ute, and I've gotten pretty damn good with it over the past 24 hours now. I think we can finally move on to the biggest thing that we've all gotten to play this week, and that's Prison of Elders. Oh wait, no, what? Just one more thing. How do you guys like the Vestian Dynasty, the sidearm class of weapon?
I love it.
Ooh, I like it.
Oh my goodness.
It's so much fun.
So much fun.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a Call of Duty gun.
Yeah.
It's like fires so fast, and all you have to do is just kind of keep in the Crucible. All you got to do is kind of keep your reticle kind of near somebody, and they're going down really quick.
Its range is deceptively low though. Like you're so used to being able to engage people at auto rifle range pretty much with a hand cannon, but this one no, it feels like it's almost it feels like it's fusion rifle range. Like that's how you have to engage them, and the damage.
Yeah, that
fall
sounds
off.
about right.
The damage.
But
fall
anything
off,
longer than that, it's going to be hard to.
You can't
be
kill
accurate
it.
with it.
It doesn't. It just straight up doesn't do damage.
Yeah, it doesn't do
Disappears.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah, it just disappears.
Isn't it like 60 something on a critical in the PvP?
It's 64, I believe.
That's just amazing.
What I think
It's
is
a 4-shot
interesting.
to the head.
What I think is interesting is some of the characteristics it has. Like when you're fighting the Vex and the hobgoblins, it doesn't
Hobgoblins
activate their crouched firestorm.
Yeah.
It feels like it has a really high stagger chance in PvE too. I've been noticing that.
I find that it's extremely useful. I use it in the Prison of Elders in the room where there's the arc damage, and it just does. It just if they're in within I say just below the fusion rifle range.
Yeah,
you're just melting.
Yeah.
You're just melting.
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, it's excellent for taking down shields, and then you can swap to your primary. It's great in the Crucible. It's really fun to use in the Crucible.
it's 64 damage, so that's 4 shots to the head, and if I
4
remember
shots to
right,
the
it's
head.
51 to the body. So it's 4 shots either way.
It's like shooting
Thunderlord.
a Thunderlord, but it fires quicker.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's a little sidearm.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're like,
And every time you spawn, you have full ammo.
Max ammo. Yeah.
oh my god, we need
So
to
are
stop
you?
talking about it.
I'm
right now.
actually,
We
I'm
need-
actually reconsidering using ascending this one before the Fatebringer.
Oh,
really?
man.
Yeah.
Fatebringer's got more range though.
All I'm saying is that I'm considering it because it seems like it at a higher damage rate in trials, it might be very useful.
It might be.
That's true, but
It
you got to
might
get
be.
close though. You got to get in range.
Yeah, you
know?
got to be in really close range.
The trick
For
is to
trials.
find that range between shotgun range
And fusion
and
rifle range.
regular Yeah, it's kind of this weird range, but it's
If
just
you can,
fun.
If you can get good at it, then people just they melt. It's really
and it
satisfying.
reloads super fast too, so you're ready for the next fight.
It's
like,
really
fast.
satisfying, and it doesn't kill people like a hand cannon where they just kind of fall down. No, they explode into arc damage.
All I'm saying, guys, is that we need to be careful about what we say about Veshni Dynasty, because otherwise it's going to be on the top list of getting nerfed.
Oh yeah, no, Vestian Dynasty is horrible. You should
It's
no one
so
should
bad.
use it.
Just don't even.
Bungie,
use it.
It's garbage.
Bungie, why'd you make such a horrible gun?
And
Yeah,
Necrochasm
Instant
2.0.
dismantle. Yeah, exactly.
just ridiculous.
No land.
I'm looking forward to seeing what the shock pistol is like.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, me too.
this sidearm class is really becoming relevant.
Yeah,
Oh
definitely.
yeah, absolutely.
You know, I think it's such a breath of fresh air to have a sidearm class in there. You know, like the hand cannons are great, but they are a cannon that you hold in the hand. It doesn't feel like a regular pistol. The Veshnian Dynasty absolutely feels like a regular pistol in the future. You know,
It's great. Like if you're running a pulse rifle or a scout rifle, and somebody's getting a little closer, you could swap to it real quick and just burn them
I
down.
can tell you that when I get my Fate of All Fools, my secondary is going to become a sidearm. Hopefully we can.
Nice.
Hopefully they can add some more in the future. Just because I want to see what else they do with the class of weapons. But yeah, it'll be fun.
in the database, is it only 2
There's
sidearms
only 2.
that are in there?
There's Dreg's Promise and Vestian Dynasty.
That's too bad. It would have been really cool to have faction versions.
Yeah.
But,
Oh man, yeah, that would be cool.
you know,
Yeah.
but it's all
We
good.
brought back Tech from the Reef, New Monarchy, Dead Orbit, Future War Cult.
Yes.
Go.
Oh man, would be thrilled about that.
Yeah.
All right, so Prison of
Yeah,
Elders.
Prison of Elders. Okay, we can finally get to Prison of Elders. So has everyone here cleared through level 32?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
34?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
35?
No.
Yep.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh.
Tefty's the winner then.
There he
Tefty's the
is.
winner.
And I got a Galahorn out of it too.
Oh, you.
So I got a Galahorn on the level 28. So I don't know about that. That's
Well, it was just timing.
Yeah.
Like we cleared
Yeah.
35. I was thrilled about it. We
Yeah.
did use the questionable technique that is out there right now.
What called
So
everyone using
But-
Galahorn?
that's the 42 rockets of Galahorn method. Literally, it's 42 shots.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it was pretty epic. I was very happy. And I got oh my god, the shader looks amazing in the ship. Oh,
The ship
oh,
looks
you got the
awesome.
ship
the,
as well.
the shader and ship are beautiful.
It's a different ship than the Queen sells.
Actually, no, I think it's the same geometry. It just has a
just a
really
different shader on
interesting translucent, shader on
Okay,
it.
then it looks like I need to go do level 35. Get that ship.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what I'm doing tonight.
Yeah,
Right
it's pretty
after
cool looking.
right after we're done recording, Miss 5000 Watts and I are gonna go to 35. So
Lucky.
Are you going to do
Good
that
luck.
on stream?
yes, we are.
Oh, too bad this podcast comes after the show.
I know.
Damn it.
I know.
Well, I'll be watching Pope.
One of these days we'll do it live for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Can I say that I am disappointed with the 28 version? It's not fun. It's too easy. It feels like a walkthrough.
It feels like a normal
Well,
strike to
for
me,
us, for
honestly.
you, for us, it is. But there's a lot of people who play the game still that don't have high level characters, who are just starting,
Yeah.
who maybe just got it in Christmas or are just buying it now for the first time. They gotta make this game accessible to all players.
Yeah, and
so
28 is very accessible. It is nice to get in there with a group of like-minded players, and we all have Galahorn in pretty much the last 2 rooms just vaporize. But then again, it feels like a normal strike too when you get in there, and you might be the only guy that has maxed everything, and there's some people in there, they're still using the level 300 weapons from Vault of Glass that they cherish, and they just don't really know about some of the attack stuff out there. So it's a really good experience that I like. I hate how I have to grind it a lot, or I've grinded it so much for various reasons this week that I don't want to step foot in level 28 again.
Yeah, I don't. You have to do it to get to the 30 version
Yeah.
or the 32 version.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I think that's what I
Unlock
don't
it,
like.
yeah.
Is that you have to go in and do it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
well,
I don't know.
I found myself having
yeah.
fun. I met a couple people doing the 28 because it's matchmaking, and sure enough, as soon as I got into the game, the guy went into game chat. So finally, I don't know if I just got lucky or whatever, but my teammates actually used the voice channel.
That's good.
I ran a 34 today with a group I picked off of LFG, And we were really successful. It was a really good group.
Well,
I still love using LFGs.
Well,
Nice,
I had a guy quit out. The third guy quit out, and so it's just the two of us, and we two-manned it. I was really concerned because he quit out at the very, very beginning, and during the entire Prison of Elders 28 run, it didn't matchmake us with anybody, and I'm not sure if that's just maybe that I'm hoping it's not because that mechanic's not in there, right?
Yeah,
It's in there. I've been
It is?
brought
Okay.
in. Yeah.
So we were just there was just probably nobody searching. I don't know. But for whatever reason, we just ended up running Prison of Elders 2-man, and we did fine, obviously. But still, I was a little concerned.
I think I like the option of level 28. Obviously, it does feel like another strike playlist. It's like a variation of it.
I'd rather if it was like the daily or the weekly or something where you just pass it and you get the rewards anyway.
Well, you still get reputation every time you play it.
Yeah. I'd rather just get the reputation for not playing it.
Well, I don't know. I've been having fun. I've probably done the level 28 4 times. I've done the 32 at least that, and then the 34 at least that is. I've all of them about 4 times, and I mean I still enjoy it. I like having fun with it. But maybe that's just me, the kind of player I am, because I spent a lot of time in the Call of Duty days playing zombies and that kind of and Firefight in Reach. So those two playlists really kind of lent to my what I like to do when I'm by myself or grinding or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I'll probably find myself dropping in there.
Bring this up in like 6 weeks, probably.
Maybe. Without modifiers, though, I think it's going to get frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like we have you guys seen the other bosses on level 28, or have they just not unlocked them in the playlist yet?
I've seen him.
It's not like the bosses. It's just.
Have you seen the Vex boss?
Yeah. Not the final bosses, but the guys that are in the regular strikes. Yeah.
Yeah. The level 28 in bosses are basically the mini bosses that we'll face in the 32 and 34 versions if we go up against them.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Yeah, they're basically
the
lower version.
I played it a few times. I had never saw the Vex boss, and I know there's some other bosses as well, but it's probably just because the rotation just happened to be that way.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm looking forward to seeing new stuff. I don't want to see everything the first week. But once I got into the 32 and the 34, man, it is a blast. 32 at level 32 is perfect amount of challenge. 34 at level 33 is very hard and
It's
very
a great
fun.
challenge. Yeah.
And 35 is going to stay challenging, I think, until we find ways to cheese it.
I completely agree. I think we already kind of have a way to cheese it. At least if there's solar burn active, everyone just uses Gallarhorn and nukes Skolas.
Yeah.
Prison of Elders didn't really feel like a challenge to me until we got to level 34 version. And then that's when it felt like a challenge. It felt like that raid level difficulty of something happening.
What character level were you at the time?
33.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was 33 at the time. And it
feels dynamic, though, as opposed to a raid, which feels like once you figure it out, then it's just the same every time.
And every week it's going to be a little bit different.
Yep.
Yeah.
Obviously, how much they change every week, we'll have to see as time goes by. Yeah, I'd say the same thing. Like, the 32 is fun. It's not incredibly challenging, but it is more challenging than the 28. The 34 is definitely a challenge as a 33. But when you play the 34 as a 34... it is almost like the 32.
Okay.
It's just Urzok with his floor fire is really annoying.
Yeah, and plus it's solar burn on the floor fire, so it does even more damage than it should.
That's just super annoying. I was just like, come on.
Like right now, you're not required to bring a Titan with Defender Titan, but it certainly helps. It makes it easy.
I think
Warlock
we did it with
Angel of Light is very useful there.
Yeah, Angel Light. I think we did it with 2 Warlocks and I was a Blade Dancer last night.
Okay, so you can just jump around the room and...
Yeah, that was the same team that we did Skolas on.
Okay.
But yeah, the 35 is definitely difficult. Skolas, when the actual Battle of Skolas, I mean, good lord. Like, if you do it without the squad of rockets,
yeah.
I mean...
It's pretty difficult from what I've seen.
Yeah, there's like 5 phases. There's poison that has to be passed around. It's just crazy. You have to dismantle bombs.
Apparently, like, Datto tried to do it for 16 hours and finally did it. It was pretty crazy.
He did it legit.
Like he did it legit. I mean,
Wow.
Zato, of course, he's going to do it legit. But then I saw like some other teams post or some other people posting strategies like, "Hey, here's how to do it in 40 seconds."
Yeah. Okay, so here's the question: is it truly a cheese
it's not
if you go in there?
Yeah, while you are negating mechanics, you are negating a lot of the mechanics. You still, I mean, you got to kill them, and it's. I don't know. It's not.
I think it's a fuzzy area. It's a fuzzy area because you're skipping the 5 parts of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think it goes back to the original question of when we started back in Vault of Glass days, and I think I defined it in 3 different ways, and I don't want to waste too much time talking about this, but there's cheating, right, for network manipulation, the things that can get you banned. There's exploits, which are using the game mechanics and things within the game to complete it, right? And then there's cheesing, which is sort of like the thing of knocking out the Templars and things like that. So I don't really find any fault in this. I think if anything, it's just something that's in the game and it's fully acceptable for anybody to use it.
And
it's not pulling a network plug or anything like that.
Yeah.
Keep in mind this particular version is only going to be possible when you have solar burn and Gjallarhorns. Like that's the only way this is going to be possible. So if anything, you're just using the game mechanics to your advantage right now. Next week we'll see how many people kill Skolas. I mean, a lot of people will be level 34 because they've gotten to do this now.
Are they going to change the burn though? Because Skolas has a solar rocket launcher.
He doesn't have to be the last boss for every week.
No, Skolas is the last boss every week.
Yeah, for 35.
So it's always going to be him.
Level 35 will not change, but level 32 and 34 will be changing.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if they take away the solar burn, then Skolas doesn't do as much damage either with that rocket launcher.
Yeah.
But then we don't as well.
Yeah, but he's also a little less threatening. As it is right now, you walk out and he can one-shot you.
Ugh.
You know?
Ugh.
Yeah, it's painful. I was like...
At level 34, he can one-shot you?
He can pretty much. If you get a direct hit, he'll one-shot you.
He does.
It's like the Fallen Walker shots when they shoot the cannon. It's like he's basically shooting those at you with his Scorch Cannon.
Wow.
Oof, that's brutal.
That is brutal.
I'm really keen to actually get in there and try the 35 version. I have to...
Yeah, I got to do that too.
Unfortunately, I have not unfortunately, I have all these accounts to go play exotic or play with all these new awesome exotics from subscribers. So I have to make all these reviews. But then once I finish that, then I'll probably be able to do the 35 version. I definitely want to do it while it's Gjallarhorn cheese week for sure.
I mean, I don't have a Gjallarhorn on the PS4, and this is the first time I'm actually genuinely sad that I don't have a Gjallarhorn on the PS4. Because usually I'm just like, I've got a Hunger Crota, whatever, it's fine. But now I'm like, oh.
You really need that Gjallarhorn. Oh, do you have a Dragon's Breath?
Oh my god. Yeah.
That might work.
Nah, the thing is...
he's very mobile.
He's very mobile, and it's the Gjallarhorn is 2 rockets type of thing, so you technically have 14 rockets on you.
Okay.
So, the Hunger Crota is basically just 6 rockets.
Okay.
Or 7 rockets with Dragon's Breath. Of course, the damage over time ticking, when he's stun locked, might do some... Oh, the other thing is he only stun locks from heavy rockets. You can't sniper lock him.
Sniper lock him
nope.
with a team of black hammers?
Nope.
Oh.
He does not sniper lock. And he will teleport right up to you and just smash you to death.
I really like that his playable space is not just like Crota-esque where he's limited to just this platform and only when he glitches out does he end up going off that platform. But
that's true.
That he is very agile. The entire map is his oyster. He's not he's not limited by anything, and he gets there quickly.
I was wondering why the Fallen area was the largest, and it's because you end up having to fight Skolas in there. So you want more space in there. If you were fighting Skolas in the Hive area, imagine that.
Oh my god.
So that'd be painful.
I like how each of the arenas really feels unique too.
Yep.
Each one of them has its own character, its own flavor, its own ways of kind of like hiding in certain areas or being exposed in others. The Hive has like multiple levels, but the Hive has multiple levels, but for the most part, you're kind of just sticking to cover, and there's like that big open area with the water in it. I don't know. They're just really fun and inventive and dynamic. That's what keeps coming to me.
Each area feels like that particular race has
Oh,
lived
absolutely.
there for a while and has made it their own. The Vex has those freaky Vex floating pillars, or at least Vex style architecture in there, and then the Hive just have muck and
Bones.
dead things everywhere. And
Yeah,
You guys got a favorite yet? Like which one you're like, oh sweet, I love this one.
I hate Cabal and Hive. Right now I like Fallen just because it's the most open area. So you get a lot more space to move around in. I hate it when it's the mines that you have to defuse in the Fallen area because you have to book it.
Yeah, Blade Dancer really comes in handy there.
Yeah, that's the one thing actually playing on a level 28. If you're not communicating with your teammates, if you're joined up with randoms, if you get that level and you're defusing mines, and for some reason everybody ends up on one side and they're not paying attention, and you're the only one paying attention, you can't make it across and defuse that bomb in time.
There's not enough time.
Nope.
Yeah, there's not enough time.
If you got to almost predict it, like if you see your guys sitting on one that's on one side and you know that the next one is probably coming on the other, just leave. Start heading in that direction.
Exactly. Yeah.
Especially if you got a Blade Dancer, it's way easier because you can just pop your super and just kind of glide over there.
Well,
Yeah,
one of the
that's what I was
challenges when
doing.
you do 35 is that every level, every zone has 2 modifiers, not just one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
really?
so-
oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did it last night for roughly around 4.5 hours with Miss 5,000 watts. So we what we did is we just basically got our rear ends handed to us for a while until we got the idea that you really got to pay attention to those modifiers and use them to your advantage. We were under level 33s to a 35, right? So it was
Painful.
tough as it was, but the modifiers are the key to beating those areas, and we really had to sit there, look at the modifiers, and adjust our gameplay and tactics to support them. And I really felt that was something that really kept me going and kept me excited about it because it was like a puzzle. How are we gonna, we wiped.
Well,
how are we gonna go? How are we gonna go back at this and make it effective?
There's one pair though that you take more damage while in air, but you also deal more damage while in air because they stack those two.
Right.
That's just, it's fun, but it's also crazy because you're like, okay, I jump, I do more damage, but if I get shot, I think is that during the Vex one? I can't remember because when that modifier is on and a hobgoblin shoots you in the air, it's a 1-shot kill. They kill you instantly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even
And
on
at
the level
33,
28 version, that happens too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't remember if those 2 modifiers are on the Vex level for 35 because I only played it once. But that was brutal. But also, if you want that damage bonus, you got to jump.
Yep, it's a trade-off, and a lot of I felt like the perks or the modifiers, they really spent time to look at them, and I feel like they just played off of each other well, I thought.
Yeah, I would agree. I like how they brought up one of them into the Nightfall this week too.
It's a Brawler. Yeah, one of the new ones, Brawler.
Yep.
I was happy to see that.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Get
Well,
going there with Vestian Dynasty and then just...
What's your least favorite? What was your least favorite modifier, Tefty? Do you have one that really stuck out?
Least favorite. Oh, you know what? The shield one. I hate the shield one.
Me too.
Where where you have a big shield but it doesn't recharge. God, that's annoying. And they send you to Cabal. It's like, come on.
So my least favorite, being a Defender Titan, my least favorite was the what was it called, leeching or something, where you only have you're basically you build your super slow.
All abilities.
Yeah.
all
Like-
abilities
That's annoying too.
charge slow.
Yep. Everything. And so when you're counting on your team's counting on you to have your super for that, it takes forever. It just doesn't. You're gonna get it once per round.
Yeah.
Oh man, if they did Urzok with Solar Burn and that would be brutal.
Definitely.
Well, I don't think I'd be able to do it unless I got up to level 35. At 33, it's just I highly recommend you get up to at least a level 34 before you jump into the 35.
Yes.
Because we got all the way through. We were able to get the lower levels, but when we got to Urzok, it really just wasn't enough damage, and despite our best efforts, we weren't able to do it. I'm not saying it's not possible. It's definitely possible. It just wasn't. It was just much. It was very frustrating for us. So, not something I want to repeat.
Definitely.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend going in as 33 on the level 35. That would just be brutal. You know.
What let's see. I'm trying to think of a good question to ask here.
What do you guys think about how we upgrade the etheric light?
yeah.
Do you think it's too fast, too slow?
It's a good
Etheric
question.
light, where is it? I mean, come on, I haven't been able to find it. You know, I got one from doing the 34 Prison of Elders, and then that's it.
Yep.
That's all I've gotten.
You'll get it.
That's all
You'll
you've
get one
gotten?
from 35 as well.
Right, but I need to
gotta
be.
beat
I
35.
need one more etheric light to get to 34, so I can beat 35.
I just did it on another character to. Yeah, I just did it on a different character.
As did I. That combined with the free pair of gauntlets that you get
Yep.
from
There you go.
Varix
Right.
basically gets you there.
Which I'm pissed that those gauntlets have strength on them because now my hunter has 400 strength on his main armor set. So,
It won't be long,
Yeah.
though, until you can fix that.
well, I mean,
I do like the look of them for the hunter, though, with the spikes coming out of the elbow.
I mean,
Yeah,
I like
I
the
like the
look
look.
of all of
yeah,
them.
next week or hell, even this week, if I can run the 34 on my warlock, if I have enough time, I need another day in this week. If I have enough time, I'll be able to just upgrade my main set of gauntlets, my grave breakers or whatever. I might actually go get the future war cult ones, just so I can get intellect discipline rolls. But yeah, I'll you can fix it now. The etheric light definitely makes it so you can make that perfect armor set. You're not limited just to the ones from the raid anymore.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
really cool.
Yep.
Also, just anybody listening and wanting some tips on leveling up right now, if I were to give some advice on this, I would say upgrade your exotic that you like to use.
Yep.
Then grab that armor core from level 32, get those gauntlets, and then save the etheric light that you get for other characters, because you want to hit 34 on those other. You'll easily be able to hit 34 on one character if you do it on all three, and then those will potentially give you the possibility of doing the level 35 Skullus if you have a Galahorn and can muster the team together. And then you can get additional etheric light right there, which you could then transfer back to your original character that's 33. Because you'll be 33 with one upgraded exotic and one armor core from that level 32.
It's good advice.
So what you're saying is basically save your etheric light for one character to get them up to 34.
Yeah, so you could do Skullus, which will then get you more etheric light, and then you can start passing those etheric lights over.
Right.
So,
No, man,
Very
I'm
good
gonna
advice.
upgrade my Fatebringer.
I mean, you make a strong point
Yeah.
there, Patrick.
yeah,
There is that.
I do. Although there's the Vestian Dynasty also.
Yeah, there's the Vestian Dynasty.
Yep,
You got that
there you
new.
go.
So my LDR needs it too. Like,
No, remember, Tefty, it's the worst gun in the game.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Bungie, why did you make that gun?
Yeah.
no, Pope. We're only wanting to max it out to be ironic. We're like hipsters.
Right.
That's
Okay.
true, yeah.
Yes.
Like you go and get your necrochasm. You know, it's like, oh, now I got my necrochasm. You know,
Or,
So
I
no land,
maxed
no
out
land
my
beyond
No Land
with
Beyond.
Vestian Dynasty, no land beyond combo.
I remember I said that, but the real weak link there is just the No Land Beyond. I can't kill anything with it in
true.
PvP. I'll be using Fate of All Fools or another scout rifle the second I can. So the multiplayer maps have come up, and has everyone gotten a chance to actually play all of them?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Oh, you haven't, Tefty?
I haven't at all.
You haven't? Have you just haven't done PvP at all?
Yeah, I've only done my Xbox, and I've just been focusing on missions
Okay.
and Prison Elders.
Okay, fair enough.
I've been streaming so much. I streamed for on the release day. I streamed for 8.5 hours, and the only thing people wanted to see was Prison of Elders and the story mission.
Sure.
So that's all I got a chance to do.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I guess Brian and I will have a little conversation here then.
Yeah.
I've gotten to play the crap out of them because I think on day one I ended up playing about 2 or 3 hours of PvP and just did the new map playlist. Oh, it's so nice to play these maps now. They were really fun to play at Bungie, but I only got to play them with 4 people on each side, so I didn't get a real sense of the maps.
4 people who are really good at Destiny.
That is true. Well, yeah. Some people were definitely more focused on PvE, and they were struggling a bit when you have, Dado, me, and then Prodigy on a team. The Phobos map was really bad when there were only 4 players on it, but then once you had 6 players on it now, oh man, I really enjoy it. I see why Triple Rec liked it so much. It's a very
I am really enjoying that map too. You had said that it was your least favorite, so when it came up, it's called Black Shield,
Black
right?
Shield.
When it came up, I was like, what's this going to be like? But I was surprised. There's like all these twisty different caverns to go through, and there's a lot of different flank routes. I'm having a blast in there, and it really, you can use a variety of different kind of weapon types in there too.
I did a bunch of skirmishes in there today, and it held up on skirmishes too. So
does it really?
Control with less than 6 players, don't do it. But for the other modes, as long as it's fun. I will say my favorite is still Widow's Court. That is still my favorite.
Looks so different from everything else we've seen. Now Phobos looks a little different because it's on the the moon Phobos, but it kind of looks familiar because it's got that familiar Cabal structure to it.
Yeah,
but Widow's
Court,
that's something different.
It's in the
Widow's
European
Court
Dead Zone. I don't think we've technically been there in the story yet.
No,
that's right.
No.
Or like in any other location. So that's
why it feels so different. Not that I would know.
Yeah.
And then the one on Vetus, what's that one called?
Thieves' Den.
Thieves' Den.
Have you gotten to that? Like Thieves' Den is honestly one of my favorites as well. Really windy corridors. So they're still perfectly spaced, so you can snipe there if you really want to. But it's going to be dominated by shotgun and the new Vestian Dynasty. The
Vestian Dynasty does work on that map.
And then one of the PlayStation exclusive one is one that I really wish had just been for all players, because I want the Xbox players to play on this one. It's so good. It's so strange. It's a really small control map, and some points are like right on top of each other. It's really fun to mess around there. I can't wait to start playing it on other modes that aren't just control either.
And the other thing that's making the Crucible really fun for me right now, besides getting all these new maps, which is awesome, is all these new weapons. As I get all these new weapons, bringing them right into the Crucible, because if I get something that doesn't have burn on it, the only reason I'm going to use that is in the Crucible.
Correct. Yeah.
There's no reason to use it in PvE content.
Correct, yeah.
So when I got Her Mercy, or when I got, I don't know, what's the scout rifle? Hygiea Noblesse, or something like that. Bringing these in and trying them out, and then reforging them with all these new perks. I reforged Hygiea Noblesse, the new Queen scout rifle, to get full auto and stability perks, and the thing does work. It is so fun to use. What was Her Mercy? I think I went with Final Round and Luck in the Chamber.
Okay. Made a little mini Hawk
Which
moon.
is really fun. Yeah, it's like a little Hawk Moon, but you don't have to use an exotic slot on it. Just all of these different combinations with these new perks, like the one that lets you go faster after you kill somebody, or the one that lets you shoot more accurately from in the air.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to try out any of these
trying this stuff out. It's so fun. I can't comment on the effectiveness of it yet, because it's gonna be a longer term play that really makes those decisions. But it's really fun trying all this stuff out.
Definitely,
it's overwhelming, frankly. There's so much new stuff.
That's how I feel actually about all the new perks and all that. Like I for once I feel a little at a loss as to what I should be going for when it comes to the perks. Usually I know exactly what I want. Now I'm like, oh man, I need to do some research and think about what I want to reforge, because some of it's gone. Some of it you just can't reforge anymore. Like Field Scout is gone on a lot of things. Actually, has Field Scout been removed completely?
I believe so.
It's on some stuff still. Like it's on what's the sniper rifle that I got from?
Oh, okay. No, it's
Shadow of Veils.
Yeah, that one's not available to be rolled for.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So like they gave you reforging, but they're like, well, we're gonna take away all this stuff.
Yeah.
And replace it with these new things, which I think is cool. I think it's great. It's a new era, but at the same time, I'm like, oh man, so what is really gonna be good?
Yeah. Well, I think it's gonna depend on what you want out of it, right? What's your particular style of play?
Right.
And you can set up your weapon for that, as opposed to in the past. I really feel like there was one specific role for each weapon that was best.
Yeah. Now there's quite a few that you can do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it depends on, like, say for a hand cannon, you have, say, average impact, average fire rate, or fast fire rate, average impact, but low stability and maybe high reload. But you could sacrifice the reload to get stability with one of those, like, injection mold or whatever it's called. So that's definitely interesting, and also even taking away magazine size or boosting magazine size. But instead of just giving that to you, the boost in the magazine size, they're now taking away something like range or stability, which is I think is great because it's a good future for the Crucible to have those type of perks. Mm-hmm. But coming from Vanilla Destiny and the Dark Below, I do feel like some of my gems that I have aren't going to go away anytime soon.
True.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah.
Like a Fellwinter's Lie. Still good. Still good.
Well, the Queen's shotgun is a Fellwinter's Lie.
That's true, yeah.
There's like 3 shotguns now that can compete with Fellwinter's Lie easily. The Matador.
But you can't have Hammerforge though.
You can't,
with shot
but they
anymore.
still have a really high base. They have like a really high base range, so you can still hit that maximum allowable range for a shotgun.
Oh,
and
interesting.
then you can still get shot package on it, or you can still get rangefinder. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun in the Crucible right now because of all these new weapons. You know, there's a new weapon that every time you use a super, or there's a new perk that every time you use a super, it refills your magazine.
Yep.
How cool is that? You know, like,
it's really cool. I think I got that on shotgun actually.
In certain situations, that's going to be amazing because, you know, maybe you run out of ammo, so you use your Fist of Panic, and then when you come out of it, you can start firing right away again.
Yeah. Or if you're a Sunsinger. I could see Sunsingers really using that.
Yeah,
you know?
I could too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
A Void Walker. Like basically, if you have the instant super that you can just pop and then go right back into your normal state. So like Hunters probably won't be able to use it too effectively. But Void Walkers, Titans, oh man, like popping your Titan bubble, to refill your shotgun mag and then kill anything that's coming in. Sounds good in PvE too.
Yeah, that does. That does.
That's absolutely right, yeah.
Combine that with the Obsidian Mind, where you're just throwing supers willy-nilly everywhere.
Yeah. Wow, yeah.
You never reload again.
I mean,
that's cool.
Combine the Ram with the Gravebreaker one, because you're going to be meleeing so many things anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the combinations, I feel like they did a nice job on these weapons. I'm a little disappointed that the ones you get from Varix don't have burns on the primaries.
Yeah,
because that means I'm not going to use them too much. But I do like the Wolf Slayer inside the Crucible. It's fun to use.
Yeah, I like the way all of them look too. They look interesting.
Yeah, they do. They really do. I really like that. I haven't used it yet, but the new shotgun exotic has a perk on it. Yeah, it has a perk on it that gives +3. What is it when you
+3 recovery?
Recovery. Thank you. To your teammates when you get a kill with it. How useful is that?
It's going to be very useful, I imagine.
Very useful.
I really wish I could figure out how to do the bounty, because one of our subscribers is like gracious enough to let me borrow their account to try to do the bounty, and I had to farm a treasure key, so that took a day. And then I had to run it twice because, ran it the first time just to see if I could get the chest without the treasure key. Nope, had to have a treasure key. Got the treasure key, got the next part, and then it just said, okay, wait for Varix to tell you what to do next. And it's like, okay. I kind of got a weapon to review here, Varix. You mind hurrying up? And then nope, still nothing. Still nothing.
I wonder if something will happen tomorrow.
Maybe. I haven't seen any reports of people getting the weapons, just the bounties. I've heard people in my Twitch chat going, hey, I have it. And it's like, okay, could I see a picture of it? Not that I'm doubting you, but I just want some confirmation on how to do this, and then I can never see it from them. So it's like, okay, again, I'm not doubting you.
Yeah, theoretically, I think it's really cool that these weapons are all going to be tied to bounties. Yeah. But I feel your pain, Patrick. Just yours personally. I feel.
Well, yeah. Right now I'm juggling. I think I have like 8 accounts right now on my PlayStation that all have various, exotics on them, so I have to remember which account is associated with which exotic. I've become very knowledgeable of the guy that has the Lord of Wolves bounty. I've become very knowledgeable of his account. I ended up having to run the story mission on his Titan. So sorry, guy, if you were wanting to do that, I had to run the story mission on his Titan to get a treasure key. So I got fed up after farming for 4 hours. It's like, okay, I'll just do the story mission. Fine then.
There you go.
I'm done with this. Yeah.
Jeez.
But hey, it's awesome because we have enough subscribers to just be like, hey, yeah, you can use my account. That's awesome. That's fine.
I'm really looking forward to getting the new exotic armor
yeah.
too. I mean, it's so
me too.
exciting. I think that the exotic armor has gotten better and better with each of the DLCs.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely.
Cooler and cooler.
Definitely.
I want the triple jump for the hunter.
It's a quadruple jump if you
have triple jump.
already. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It stacks on top of that further?
I didn't think it would.
Oh,
but
that's
it's like,
awesome.
Well,
I had no idea about that. Well, I mean, for me, like I like the higher jump better than the shorter triple jump. So having the 3 high jumps, or actually 2 high jumps, 1 regular. Yeah, you know?
I see what you're saying, but 4 jumps, that's gonna be fun.
4 jumps is great,
fool.
but it's gonna be hard to keep track of my mind.
That's good point.
it's so ingrained on me right now. Like for 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, like I'm on my character right now playing because I have so much to do. I have to double task here, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like triple jump is just ingrained in my mind.
Yeah, having that extra jump is gonna throw off your rhythm. Unless you go with the higher jump, but then you have to recalculate. Like I noticed, I played triple jump for a long time, and then I went to higher jump, and
it messes with me.
It really does, yeah, because you anticipate that arc, and when that arc is gone, it's been changed. It's weird.
I don't think I could use those boots. I just don't think I could use them. I mean, I've had 7 months of learning how to properly jump. It's like it's an extension of myself now.
Yeah,
and saying, oh, you can now jump higher, or I'd probably just take the more control perk if I use those boots.
Anybody go to do a little shopping yet? Go to the tower and check out all the new armor, all the new weapons. Anybody?
Yep, I bought the new red hand, and then was promptly rewarded one from one of the engrams that I hoarded with the exact same perks, except it has extended magazine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
so
funny.
it's like that's pretty much what I was going to roll for anyway. So fantastic.
Hey, you see, Field Scout now can't be put on those hand cannons, right?
Correct. It cannot have Field Scout. You can only have extended magazine.
Yeah, which doesn't affect the reserve anymore, right?
No, it does not. It just affects the the actual magazine round.
I went with the 1/1 Synesthete.
Syntheset, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the scout rifle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one too.
I really like it. Unfortunately, I got 3 more from Legendary Items.
How many engrams did you guys decrypt, or did you guys have?
Oh, a ton. A ton.
I still have some left over on the PS4.
Yeah, what is it? I looked at Bungie put out the stats for it, and it was like 108 million engrams were decrypted.
Yeah.
Yep.
They had 900,000 people run Prison of Elders. 9,000 beat level 35 so far.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, big numbers.
That's
They
huge.
say bigger numbers as far as users go than Christmas.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Which is, think about it though. I mean, Christmas
Destiny
is
hype.
like...
That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
we all love Christmas time because Christmas noobs in the Crucible. But
yeah, the Crucible's not looking too shabby right now.
Crucible's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
So I know it's not out yet, but Trials of Osiris. I mean, that's coming. By the time this podcast gets released, it'll probably be out. And speaking of which, Bungie is doing a charity stream when Trials comes out, and I'm going to be on one of the teams with
awesome.
It's Miss 5000 Watts and Ian from Resolute.
What time is that happening,
Right when
Patrick?
it releases. Right when it
Right when it releases. So will the podcast be out? Maybe almost.
We usually release it right after Xur. So yeah, it should be out. So if you are done listening to this podcast, hey, at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, tune in to Bungie. They have various Twitch channels. Like Miss 5000 Watts has one. Triple Rec will be doing it as well. And then I think there's some. Basically, it'll be our team versus Triple Rec on PlayStation, and then there's an Xbox team as well, I think, or there's 2 Xbox teams. And
I'll be tuning into that. Definitely.
And the winner, like the first person to I think max out a card, gets first place. We get $1,000 donated to a charity of our choice, and we chose the Ronald McDonald House this time around.
So you won't be going head to head. You'll actually just be racing fill out a card.
We'll just be racing to fill out a card.
And you said the best place to watch that would be?
If you want to see me play, I mean, well, I guess I could stream it on PlanetDestiny because no one will be streaming at that time. So
yeah, there's nobody scheduled.
I think that's a good idea. I know. I thought we were going to be doing it like way later, like 5:30, and our stream schedule. I think Tefty was at that time, so I was like, okay, I'll just record it later for Planet Destiny. But so it looks like I'll be streaming it on our Planet Destiny Twitch channel. So Twitch
10 a.m.
Breaking
Pacific.
news.
Twitch.
10 a.m. Pacific is wide open.
Twitch.tv/planet_destiny will be our channel if you want to watch me play some Trials of Osiris with Miss 5000 Watts and Ian. And we're gonna try to go for, I guess, world first. Get to 9 wins and see what that finally does.
Fate of all fools.
I'm looking forward to
I hope it's Fate of All Fools. Like, I hope you just get Fate of All Fools. Boom, done.
Oh
there
my
you
God.
go. Guaranteed exotic.
That'd be great.
Oh, I'd be jealous.
The stream has been going really well.
Oh yeah, I've been so
it really has.
unbelievable. Stream. It's like, what's really cool is that I can just start streaming at Planet Destiny, and then by the time I open up the chat page, there's like a full page. People are like, oh dude, hey Holtzman, how you doing? And it's like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And I can immediately just start streaming, start talking to our viewers about stuff, see what they want me to play, see if any of them need help with anything. Like, it's so much fun.
Community is super positive. It's a great place to hang out and chat. We got plenty of different streamers. Tefty, you've been doing it a lot. Pope Bear, who had to leave a little bit early, has been doing it a lot. Patrick, you've been doing it.
I've been doing it a little bit less just because I've been trying to focus on the YouTube side of things right now for House of Wolves, which
sure.
it's
a
tiring.
big task, yeah.
But I mean, the stream has been a really positive experience, and I can't tell you how thrilled I am
Definitely.
about it.
Oh man, for me, I was apprehensive at first just because there's a lot of time involved with that type of thing. When you do YouTube and videos, you're kind of worried about your time because they take up a lot of time. But getting to finally stream has been amazing, and I'm mostly streaming in the evenings on Pacific time, which is perfect for me because I don't really like.
You were going till late my time. You were going till what, midnight
Yeah.
your time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and sometimes a little bit after
last night when you finished streaming, and then Wally came up after you.
Yep. Yeah. Wally likes to do late night on Wednesdays, which is great. Tonight I'll be doing actually when this gets posted, I'll be ending my stream, but I'm going from 10 p.m. to Zer time.
Oh boy, I'll
tonight.
I'll have to
What time
eye
is
on the
that
chat.
for you, Pacific time?
2 a.m. So it's like 4 hour stream.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So
Honestly, I thought at first like 2 hours was going to be like more than enough, but I find myself just hitting my stride.
I know,
in the 2 hours in the stream.
It sucks on my Wednesday stream because I'm only technically supposed to do it for an hour and a half, and I'm hitting my stride at that hour and a half mark. I get to go play all this other. People are starting to go, hey Holtz, we want to see you do some more PvP. It's like, oh sorry, I gotta Pope Bear. It's Pope Bear's turn now.
Yeah. Well, also
give
for
a big
me,
shout out to Broman too. Last week we had him on, and being able to pick his brain, was I think really helpful for everybody.
Nice,
It was super helpful.
Yeah.
I mean, and plus all the streamers, like the entire Planet Destiny streaming and YouTube community has been a huge help for getting ours running. I know Pope and I, we had to sit down with Datto for about an hour each to figure out our audio settings on the PlayStation.
Nice.
And that's just Datto, helping out.
Like he offered. He's like, oh, you guys are having troubles with your audio? Here, like I can probably get it working for you. And just offered up his time to each of us to help fix it. I contacted Professor Broman and Triple Rec about it, and they were both like, yeah, sure, we'll definitely help you out if you have any questions. So, I mean,
That's awesome.
the whole community has been so helpful.
Yeah,
to us the
I
entire
think
time.
I think I've been while streaming rated by Triple Rec twice now.
Yeah, I've been
which is
I've
awesome.
been rated by Enraged Cinema, so that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And it was unfortunately at a time when my audio wasn't working properly, so like, this guy doesn't even realize he's being rated right now.
When it first happened to me, I didn't even know what a raid was.
Yeah, I had no idea
Because
either.
I had no idea. I had to learn really fast, and now I'm like, oh, that's amazing. I got to go raid people at the end. It's been an amazing experience. Also for me, I've always struggled with how to play with subscribers and viewers and fans, and the Twitch stream is just perfect because
so perfect.
every time I jump in, I love having people jump on with me. Like, let's play some PvP, let's do a raid, let's strikes, whatever. Like, I don't care if we do good or bad because it's just fun hanging out and playing.
Exactly.
And Prison Elders is going to be perfect for that because you can kind of customize it to whatever the skill level of the players you're playing with is.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I did let's see, yesterday was Wednesday, and I needed to level up another character, or not level up, rank up another character through the story mission. So I did that, and then they were like, hey, so when you finish the story mission, are you going to run Prison of Elders? I'm like, yeah, I will. You guys go ahead, send me a message, and when that comes around, be on. I'll invite 2 random people, and I did. And we went through the level 28 version, and we went through the level 32 version as well.
Yeah, it's great. Hey, okay, so Patrick, I don't know, I haven't seen your invite technique. What is your invite technique for getting people in from the stream?
Okay, I just have them send me a message, and then then from there I'll have 20 messages in my inbox, and then I'll just close my eyes and show it on the face cam and close my eyes, and then just move my cursor up and down the page of messages to randomly select one. So do you invite them? So what I've been doing is I'm inviting them to a party chat. I do it to
and
party
then let
chat.
them join on me. And let them join on me as public.
Yep, that's what I do.
Is that what you do? Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if there was an easier way on PlayStation Network, because in the Xbox I can go to their profile and then invite them directly to my game.
Yeah, I could do
chat.
that as well. I could invite to session, but it's just easier to open up your party and
really
let them join.
Is it you can invite to session? Because I'm
pretty
sure. I'm
sure.
just not aware of how the PlayStation
I'm fairly
side works.
certain that you can. I don't know.
I think you can.
I kind of suck with it, truthfully. But
okay,
I do it the same way that Patrick does it. So now I'm doubting myself.
So then I
yeah, because on the Xbox it's really easy just to invite somebody to party and game.
Yeah,
but I haven't seen an easy way on the PlayStation. Maybe I'm just a PlayStation noob still after a couple months.
The other thing is that if I use party chat, the stream can't hear them talking as well, so they can have their own private conversations and stuff in the stream, and they're not gonna talk over me or something if I'm trying to answer questions from the chat too. So it works out really well.
Yeah, but it's been a lot of fun, and thank you to everybody listening right now that's also tuned into the streams. You guys are amazing and supporting the Twitch streams. It's awesome.
Cool. I'm starting to notice, people that hop in there every day. It's like, oh, dude, hey Zygote, how you doing? That's awesome. And talking to, oh my god, there's so many Vex right now where I'm at. I'm having to double test right now. Yeah, so it's been really cool to do Twitch and everything too. I feel like I've gotten to be a better player at the same time too, because I have to perform live and I can't just go, oh well, I'll edit that out and post. It's like nope. They just saw you kill yourself with a rocket launcher. They saw that and they laughed at you.
Yeah. Yeah, the hardest part for me has been reading chat and playing at the same time.
Yeah, especially doing
it's a skill
PvP.
I'm still acquiring.
Yeah, if you're doing PvP and trying to
very
reach
difficult.
out at the same time, I've often walked around corners and then eaten a shotgun to the face. And people in chat would be like, so did you not notice that guy that was just kind of sitting there? And it's like, sorry, I was reading chat.
Reading chat.
Yeah.
Trying to pay attention to the
apparently
chat.
some really funny stuff happens on stream too. Yesterday when I was leveling up or going through the story mission, I had a pizza come to the door, and so I was like, oh, I got a pizza. Went away, and apparently on stream, like a stealth vandal just kind of walked up to me, just kind of stared me down, and then ran away. And he went through the hallway of trip mines on that one mission and deactivated all of them for me. And so I got back and I ran through the hallway and I was like, oh, no trip mines, okay, whatever. And they're like, dude, did you not notice?
Hilarious.
He didn't notice, guys. And so then they were all talking about what happened while I was getting a pizza and everything. It's pretty funny.
Great.
So you have people to watch your game while you're not there.
So we covered a lot today.
Yes, we have.
I mean,
there's been so much that's happened in the game. We got Prison of Elders. We got the new Nightfall or the new Strike that came out. We haven't actually discussed that, I don't think. How did you guys like the new Strike?
I like it quite a bit.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool.
Tefty, did you solo it yet?
I haven't yet. I haven't had time. I've only done it once, one Nightfall so far.
I've done all three. Wow. There is a strategy for soloing it.
But I've done level 35 Skolas. Ooh.
But I know how to cheese the Devil Walker encounter.
You don't have to cheese it. You don't have to.
Yeah, we didn't
For soloing it, I imagine you'd want to do the cheese strat.
Nope. You really don't have to.
Have you soloed it, Blair?
Yeah, okay. I did, and it's not that bad. It's a half-hour solo, which Tefty, you'll know that's pretty good for a solo run on a Nightfall.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially considering there's a Devil Walker in there.
Yeah, it's a fun strike. It feels different than the other strikes. I didn't like the Omnigul strike. I still don't like it because it feels like I just sit in one room shooting out of it multiple times during that strike. Okay,
and everything's dead. Old. We can move out and do a little bit of damage. We can walk out now. And okay, now we have to run back into the room.
This one has a couple of smaller areas like that, but for the most part, it feels like there's a lot of places to go. There's a lot of different strategies you can use depending on what characters you bring in, and do you have a bubble available? Are you all just focused on doing damage? The boss himself, I think, is kind of fun because you see him a few different times during the strike.
Unlike Omnigul, you can damage him, and that damage carries over to the rest of the strike.
Which is really nice.
Oh, I did not notice that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I think it's a really fun strike. I think it's my favorite strike now.
Can you kill him then?
No,
can you kill him right
goes
there?
immune
No, you
after a
can't.
certain amount
Yeah,
of
he
time.
goes immune.
Oh, he goes immune. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I like the fact that the actual battle room is a little bit more like a legit arena. Like when you show up, you're like, oh yeah, this is the boss battle right here.
Yep.
I like the different rooms that they set up in there. I agree with you completely, Briar. Like, Omnigul feels like a job. This strike felt like having fun playing the game.
The reason I kind of asked you if you had soloed it yet, because I know that you do the solos. So
yeah.
And doing the Omnigul solo is like, when I saw that come up, I always kind of sighed. I was like, oh, this is gonna be like an hour
Every
of
time.
me just like being careful.
Yeah, it's
This
it's not
strike
fun.
feels fun.
And
You know,
also
it just is
the 1 week that they didn't have a burn for Omnigul, that was just like, it was the worst. Like, why solo that? It's just like tedious.
yeah.
I think it took me like an hour and 10 minutes to solo that when that came out, and then I was
believe
like,
it.
I don't know if I want to solo that ever again.
I at one point I just stopped running Omniguls. Like I just stopped doing it.
Even if it was the Nightfall.
Yeah, I just
Wow.
stopped.
I did it no matter what.
I would do it.
I would do it
would
as
just
a
get
group,
people
but I
in.
didn't do the solo.
Okay.
Yeah. The solo I stopped on Omnigul, but then I did it for PlanetDestiny when I think the last one that she came out on. I haven't done the solo this week just because it's like, where do you put your time? There's so much stuff going on, and I gotta edit videos at the same time.
I gotta.
Yeah.
So here's a question for anyone listening to the podcast: how would you guys like us to do the content for Prison of Elders? Because right now, technically, we could do it like the Nightfall, or like how we used to do our old Nightfall videos, where here's what all the modifiers are going to be for the 34 or for the level 32 and 34 versions. Here's how to do them. But frankly, like at some point, it's just going to be like history repeating. So what I personally just like to do is the bosses are the only things that are like change but be consistent enough that you can make a video for it. So right now we could make a video for how to do Valis Tuareg, and it would probably carry over very well to the next time he comes up, which we don't know when it's going to be. So my idea is just do a video for Valis Tuareg. Here's the fight. Here's his mechanics. Yeah, there you go. And then for level 34 version, here's this boss. Here's the mechanics of the fight, and here's how to do it. And then just post that like every week, or not like repost the video, but just refer to it so you can go back. Like that's my idea for how to do Prison of Elders content. Ooh, I just got a legendary engram. Yeah. Anyway,
Legendary engram hype.
Oh, treasure key, some guy treasure key. Yeah, so that's my idea for doing the Prison of Elders content, because it's just going to be so much work to have to go in there every single week to show you all the new modifiers and everything. And while I definitely want to do that, like I want that to be a thing that our community is aware of. They can see a video on it. But it's just going to be so difficult to get that content out in a timely manner if we were to do it like our old Nightfall video. So
right, it's not like the Nightfall where it's one run.
Where you can also see everything before you go in too. So you can,
Prison Elders has definitely opened up a different can of worms when it comes to how do you approach this content. So I agree. But handling the particular boss, that does make sense. Okay. I wonder what the viewers think.
Yeah, so
everybody leave a comment.
I am interested in hearing that, like how you guys would like the Prison of Elders covered, because that's what we're kind of struggling with right now. I know a lot of the other channels have already posted their Prison of Elders videos, but we want to definitely get into a method that we can actually be like, okay, here's how we're gonna approach Prison of Elders, and differentiate ourselves from the other YouTube channels at the same time. So if you have an idea about that, post it in the comments. I'm very eager to read it.
I think we should make Tefty solo it.
Yeah, just make Tefty solo it every single week.
Solo Skolas.
Slayerage did it.
Wait, what?
Did he?
Yep.
He did it? He soloed level 35?
He already soloed it? Oh my
It took him
God.
4 hours, and Skolas glitched and died.
What?
Yep.
So he didn't do it legit. He
Correct.
got lucky with the glitch.
Correct.
Okay, that's good to know because I was like, if he did it
Wait, so
legit
you're
with those
telling
5
me
phases,
if I
I'd
just
be like,
go
oh
in
my
there
God.
and wait 4 hours or survive 4 hours against Skolas, I can just I'm good?
No.
Oh. Okay. That's
amazing.
impressive actually.
I could definitely see getting up to Skolas solo, but Skolas himself, he has so much health. It is ridiculous.
Which is weird because like in the story missions, he's frankly he's a pushover.
Oh, he's puny. Yeah, I know. It's like 4 Gallahorn shots. He's dead. And he's got these servitors that you have to kill before you can actually damage them because they're like health linked somehow or whatever.
Okay.
It's a pain. It's like Bungie was like, oh yeah, and then this happens. And you know what happens after that? This. And then you're gonna have to deal with this. Now what do you think about our end boss?
Solo that Slayer Age. Oh.
Yeah.
That's cool to
So-
see that he definitely sold it.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't beat Skolas straight up, but
I'm wondering if like eventually he just dies after a certain amount of time. Like
he said he didn't see what happened, but he assumed he glitched through the map or something.
weird.
Yeah, he does
I was
teleport
reading
really
his Reddit
fast.
post.
Huh.
Yeah, he teleports really fast, so I could see a bug where Skolas might teleport through the map and die. I could totally see that happening.
Maybe that'll be the new cheese. Find that certain spot to stand in, and then Skolas just
The teleport trigger.
teleport triggers.
There are certainly cheeses inside the prison of
Really,
Oh yeah.
really.
Mm-hmm.
What do you consider a cheese? Like it is for the
Not getting anything to spawn in the hive area.
In the hive,
Really?
yep, there's a spot that you can sit there to not make anything spawn.
Really? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That would make the
And I'm sure more will be uncovered as time goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. So it just like goes through the nothing spawns, so it just kind of
Yeah, so like there's the mines that you
Yeah,
have to disarm. If you walk certain paths, you can just go and disarm them without having to fight anything.
Okay. So I remember there were some rocks that I was standing on and noticing that nothing was coming out. Interesting. So if you like just jump up on the rocks and everything and never miss your jump, interesting. I'm interested to see how that one works.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I put a video up on my channel.
I'm sure.
Okay, cool.
Sure many more cheeses. Sure, many a more cheeses is
Oh
going to
yeah,
come out of
there's
this.
going to be a flood
yeah.
of how can I cheese this room? How can I cheese this room on YouTube?
Yeah, but it's great. I'm enjoying the new experiences. I think it's definitely feels like a lot more complex Destiny out there at the moment.
It really does.
Need to let the dust settle. Like there's a lot of things to manage in my head right now about what I need to get done.
Yeah.
Well, like what you were saying before, Tefty, is like just the weapons. It's like it's hard to figure out like how I want to reforge these things.
Yeah.
To the point where I think I'm just going to let some of these things collect, see what kind of perks I like, and then I'll start reforging for the stuff I really like.
Yeah, because I'm also thinking about the stuff that's been removed, and I can't necessarily remember all of it. So I'm like,
Well, if you go
oh.
to PlanetDestiny.com and look at the front page articles, you can probably
Exactly.
find that one specific article where we mentioned all the new perks that changed.
I have referenced that article many times at this point.
Yeah. I can't remember all of them either, so it's...
And also the database, like just going through the database, looking up that gun, and then seeing what's
what's
possible for it to
Yep.
roll.
That's generally just what I do.
Yeah. Like that's, for anybody listening out there and wondering how the best way to reforge right now without a specific video guide, go to PlanetDestiny.com, look at the database, find your weapon, and then look at those forge possibilities.
Yep.
Those reforge possibilities.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, as Briar said, this was a big boy podcast. We had quite a lot of stuff going on here. So
The big gulp.
if you guys want to get in touch with me, you can go to @Holtzman_PD to find me on Twitter, or just leave a comment here. I generally read every single comment on the YouTube videos.
And this is Pope Bear. You can get a hold of me on Twitter at Pope Bear, and you can also find me on our Planet Destiny Twitch channel.
You can find me at The Briar Rabbit on Twitter or on the Briar Rabbit channel on YouTube or on Planet Destiny.
And you can find me, Tefty Teft, at Teft on Twitter. And you can also find me on my own channel as well, Tefty Teft Games. And also here on Planet Destiny as well, and on the stream. I will be streaming 6 days a week pretty much.
Yeah, you are definitely streaming a lot now. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to keep playing the game now on my own account so I can finally experience this for myself some. All right, guys. You guys take care. See you guys next week.